lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold this laundry. Yeah. Okay. They told me not to pay for dates. Okay. Take me through there. Take me through there.
These people who has to be married and or have children, or else you're less than. So in my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with what she's saying.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
Here they come. Don't be the girl who feeds the clown. They'll drain your peace and drag you down. Spooky season, they wear the bombs. They move like spirits. Here they come. Don't be the girl who feeds the clown. They'll drain your peace and drag you down. Crusty pipe dope. No free stay, no red flag. Protect your space, protect your crown. It's spooky season, shut them down.
They told me not to make his lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold his laundry. Yeah. Okay. They told me not to pay for dates. Okay. Take me through there. Take me through there.
Good for you, girl.
Some people are mad at her, but you absolutely can cook, clean, launder, and spend your way right into a wedding ring. And that's exactly what she's saying that she did. Congratulations to the happy couple. But there are women out there who don't want to exchange domestic chores for a wedding ring. And those women aren't wrong either. Genuinely hope for her sake, years down the line, she isn't back on the internet complaining that she's tired of being the only one cooking, and being the only one cleaning, and being the only one doing the laundry, and being the only one paying the bills. I hope that what she's signing up for is what she always wants to do, because you can't change the rules of the game once you've already started to play. I only disagree when she makes it seem like this is the secret to getting a ring. It's not a secret, and you're not guaranteed a ring. There are men out there who will let you do all of that and never give you a ring, and then to go on and marry another woman who they'll make sure never lifts a finger. If you really consider yourself a girl's girl, or you consider yourself a feminist or believe in feminism, you're supporting this, because we want what she wants. If you want to cook clean for a man, I want you to. If you want the kind of man who does those things too, I want that for you as well. And if you never want to get married, I want that for you. And if you want to be a rich auntie, I want that for you. If you want you and your man to be a dink, dual income, no kids household, I want that for you as well. The whole point is that we all don't have to have the same life for us to be happy for the other person. Every relationship is not going to be one size fits all. The only thing that matters is that it fits you.
Did you see that video of the lady that like just got engaged, and she's like, they told me not to make his lunch, they told me not to fold his laundry, like they told me not to pay for dates. And so I went to her page because I'm always interested in this type of behavior, right? I go to the page and like it shows like one of the videos is like her engagement, right? Beautiful romantic engagement. And she's actually wearing the same dress that she's wearing in this video. So that means that she got engaged. She had this beautiful romantic engagement proposal. And then it looks like they went inside and like their friends and family were there like celebrating with them. And this is the video that she made. Like, they told me not to do this. They told me not to do that. And like, here, I still got the ring, you know? And I just think it's so weird. Why would you need to make a video in that moment? Like, the only thing I would think about is like my joy, my happiness, right? Not, I told you so. Like, I didn't listen to you. I got the ring. Ha. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels very like, ha. You know, y'all told me not to, you know, do all of these things, but look, I did them and I still got the ring in under a year. Which is great for you. Like, I'm happy for you. That's wonderful. Like, if that's what worked for you. But I think when women are saying like, don't do wife duties when you're just a girlfriend, it's because women have done it and been burned. I follow this lady, Matchmaker Maria, and she calls it a time thief, as someone who's like dating you, you're living together, you're doing all of these things as though you're married, but they have no intention of marrying you, and then one day they just break up with you, and guess what? You have no ties. Now you've wasted your good years on a man that you did all of the things a wife should do, what are considered these like traditional wifely duties, right? And then you got screwed in the end. Like, those are the women that are warning you not to do those things. And it's not just because they don't want to do them. And it's okay if you don't want to do those things. Like, that's 100% fine. But the women who are warning you against it are the ones that have been burned in the past. So why are you ha-haing in their face? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if that worked for you and you enjoy doing those things, if you like it, I love it. Like, I love it for you. But why do you have to like talk down on women and do like a ha, like I got the ring? Like, girl, that's wonderful. I'm happy for you. But it's just a little weird to me that in the moment of like your happiness and your bliss, you have to put other women down. And I think that's what people call a pick me. And it's not being a hater. Like I said, hey girl, I'm happy for you. If that worked for you, if you like it, I love it. Like, but why do you have to put other women down in the process?
I love this. Take me through that. Take me through that. You hear me? Look what she doing. She flexing right now. This woman is flexing that the satisfaction of not listening to her friends and all them people that's these hurt women that's speaking bad to a woman.
Hurt woman.
You know what I'm saying? And she going viral because this is what all y'all women listen to. Don't pay for men food. Don't pay for men dates. Don't do laundry. Don't cook. Don't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? She did the opposite and did all that. And she got a ring.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bro. I love that for that woman, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe y'all bops, women out there, will take this advice from her and do the opposite and do the right thing, what she did, and y'all will get a ring. But no, y'all gonna still not do the right thing, think all men the same, and y'all gonna just keep getting the same results. That's how it's gonna be.
I saw the video where the girl was like, they told me not to cook for him, they told me not to clean for him, and look at where I am now. And she was proposed to. And everybody's hating in the comments and saying, oh, I'd never cook and clean for a man. He needs to provide 100% for me. What are you doing for that man? If we're talking about 100% providing in a biblical sense, your role is to submit and to help. And if you are not submitting or helping, then you are just being a burden at that point. You don't need to be in a relationship because you're looking for somebody to parent you instead of somebody you want to be a partner to. The thing is, there's nothing wrong with cooking and cleaning for somebody, especially if they're showing up in other aspects of life for you. And it's not even about being a servant, because I saw a comment and it was like, oh, well, if you do it too early, then, you know, that's going to be the expectation for the rest of the marriage. It's not about being a servant. It's just about wanting to serve and help your partner. That's what comes with partnership, because you want something that you guys are both gaining something out of. You're growing with one another, but you both are showing up where the other person can't.
Now, since you brought up the Bible and says that it's biblical that, you know, the wife should serve her husband and all that good stuff, right? Doesn't the Bible also says that the man should be the head of the household and the wife should be the neck that holds the head up? But the woman almost 80% of the time never get treated as the neck that holds the head up, and the man does not treat himself and or become the head of the household. Because if you're the head of the household, you should be in charge of everything in the house. And I'm the neck that supports you, you know. But we pick and choose when to use the Bible, but not actually follow everything through. Because at the end of the day, the Bible also says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Why are we not treating this good thing like an actual good thing? How many relationship where the wife is paying 50-50? Are you the head of the household? If I have to pay 50-50, I'm not going to respect you as the head of the household if I have to pay. Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. So y'all saw the video of the lady who was saying, they told me not to make his lunch. They told me not to cook for him. They told me not to pay on dates. When she said pay on dates, I fell out. I was like, okay, girl. But I'm happy for you. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her moment. But I feel like that moment should have been celebrated with your family and your friends for what just happened for you, not trying to rub it in the they face. Whoever they are that told her not to do that, I don't know if that was the appropriate time for you to make that video rubbing it in people's face, right? Because that's what it's giving. Right? But while we're in that topic, I just want to talk about how this is kind of a thing, especially in the Caribbean household, is that they basically raise you and train you, even African household. I'm married to an African guy, okay? Look. They train you and raise you to do these things for men because they know or they feel like that's what will get you a man. So if she's a Caribbean, maybe African American, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, but they basically train you to be a slave to your husband. And I can't look. Okay, so I come from a house where I come from a family where majority of the women in my family are married, but also these are things that they do on a daily basis, right? Taking care of the man, you know, doing the cooking and cleaning, even when you're simply dating the person. And because the men are kind of raised to expect this, the black men in the community as well, that's what usually gets them to do this small thing, which is getting married to you, right? But I'm not saying that this is something that will actually get you the ring, but it does speed up the process a bit. And when I started to learn more, you know, and those are things that I learned, but then the things that I have learned, I've taught myself, are things that I went outside and started teaching myself. Like, look, I don't have to do this. I don't have to go above and beyond for a man to give me a ring. Because I feel like a lot of women, and not to talk like, okay, so if you are somebody like this, maybe this message for you, right? But a lot of women, I feel like, have to go through marriage, have to go through the process of being married, so they don't romanticize marriage as much as they do, especially nowadays, right? I feel like everyone is expecting to be married, and or this is like on their bucket list of things that they should do before a certain age. And I think a lot of people just have to go through it and get it out of their system, so they can really see the true thing about marriage. And not to say, you know, if you're someone who is, you know, off of marriage and feel like it's the end all be all, especially when you're in the community of, you know, Caribbeans and or African Americans, it seems as though this is like an achievement, like graduating college, right? Getting married is like an achievement. People make you feel as though if you're not married at a certain age, you're not good enough. And then men starts to adapt this and then try to make you feel as though you have hit the walls when you reach a certain age and you're not married. It's not true, because you're actually at your prime. So when it comes to stuff like this, I can see why she would say that. I don't understand it, but I can see why, because in the community where we grew up, it's like cook and clean. In Haiti, in a Haitian community, they have this thing, it's called, oh, ou pare pou marier if you sou kon passe rad, sou kon lave, sou kon, comment le bail ça, mette rad, tankou fold rad, blah, 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 right? They say, oh, you are ready for marriage. It's like a saying in the Haitian community, you're ready for marriage if you know how to cook, if you know how to clean, if you know how to iron clothes. It's like a thing. Like if you have learned these things, you're ready to be a wife, right? By my opinion, this is not, it's like, they make it seem as if it's a damn burden, right? To have children and be married and all that stuff at a certain age. And they want you to learn these things. Meanwhile, they're raising men who don't even know how to like wash their own clothes and or brush their teeth properly, but they teach the women to be these people who has to be married and or have children, or else you're less than. So in my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with what she's saying, because it could have been how she was raised, right? I don't agree with it, but I don't see anything wrong with what she's saying, because at the end of the day, we all see marriage and or relationship different ways. And yes, she might have paid for dates. I don't understand it, but she said she paid for dates. She cooked, she cleaned, she was doing all these things for a man who wasn't even her husband, and in the off chance that he would marry her. So in my opinion, I've always told myself that, you know, in a marriage, you should not be carrying the relationship on your back. But when it comes to doing all these things, you're literally carrying the relationship, the man, on your back. But this is just my opinion. But when it comes to this, I have to say I was watching the show on Amazon Prime, and this really reminded me of that. It's crazy that she was wearing a red dress, because the lady in the show. So let's just get right to it. This is a spoiler alert. If you have not seen the show before, please stop this part of the video. It's called Tales from the Stranger Side, and it's episode 1, season 1. It starts off with this lady. She's looking at herself in the mirror. She's admiring herself. Not really admiring, but she's picking and choosing. She's picking at her body. She's standing in front of the mirror naked, picking at her body, deciding what she's not happy about. She's basically not happy with anything. But the next scene, she's getting herself dolled up, and she's married. She's getting herself all dolled up, wearing this beautiful red dress, beautiful red lipstick. She's beautiful white lady. She's getting herself ready. Then fast forward, she started cooking dinner for her husband, and I mean, she was dressed to the tens, as if they were going on a date night. But the guy came home. Dinner's prepared on the table. She poured 2 glasses of wine and 2 plates of food, and she's standing there just waiting on her husband to come and, you know, notice how she was dressed and looking good. And as soon as he got there, the men grabbed the 2 plates of food and then started walking away. Forget about the fact that this lady just dressed herself up, look real good. Look, she could have ordered the dinner and fixed it up, but she ended up cooking. Right? She ended up cooking and fixing plates. Then he came and grabbed the 2 plates of food and then forgot that the wife was literally standing there trying to look beautiful for him. Then he remembered, oh, the person who cooked the food for me is literally standing right here. Then he came back and gave her a kiss in the cheek, but didn't even say hi. He just kissed her in the cheek and then continued walking with the 2 plates of food. Then he came back for his glass of wine and she's literally standing there shocked. I mean, she was so disappointed that this man didn't even notice her. And she did all this effort so she can look good for her husband, right? And not to say that you shouldn't look good for your husband, but I believe you should look good for yourself, and your husband just so happened to get to experience that, but that wasn't the case. So then that happened, and then that night they ended up doing the horizontal mumble on the bed, right? The man is literally enjoying himself. She is trying to grab his face so he can look at her. They were doing the missionary. So he can look at her. He didn't even want to look at the lady. He just felt as though it was just a warm hold that he was enjoying, right? The lady rolled her eyes because she was also very disappointed that her husband wouldn't even look at her during intimacy. That happened. Then the next day, she was feeling so down about herself. She ended up ordering this cream and she ordered this cream that came in the mail. And it didn't say what the cream was for, but she started putting the cream on her body, right? Fast forward, she's in the shower and she's looking in the mirror and her skin starts peeling off. So she's like peeling her skin off as if she's like how do you call these animals that change their skin? The lizards, right? She starts peeling her skin off, and then the husband came home. He put his suitcase by the door and he's expecting his wife to greet him at the door looking good and preparing dinner. But she's not there. How dare my wife is not there cooking dinner? Because in my opinion, you're just there to make a warm meal and be there so they can be a warm hole, but not all men obviously think like that, but majority of them do. Let's not pretend this is not the truth, right? So he's like, oh, how dare my wife don't greet me at the door. Yes, she was a stay-at-home wife. She had no hobby. So she had all this time in her hand to pick at her body and see where her imperfections were, because 1, she didn't have the self-esteem, and then 2, the man that claims to love her is literally making it worse by not acknowledging her. In my opinion, you are the one who's supposed to boost yourself up and not someone boosting yourself up for you. But then again, we all fall short, we all go through things. So he's looking in the house for her, and then he finally found her in the bathroom. She's all crunched up like in the bathroom crying because now something has happened with the lotion that she just put all over her body. First of all, I was like laughing because I'm like, I had never seen a white person put lotion all over their body ever. They usually put like on their face. I have white people in my family, so look. My brother-in-law has a tub of lotion that we got him for Christmas. It's been 5 years and the lotion's still not done. Anyway, love him to death. But anyways, like she's crying, and then he came closer, and then he realized that she is a whole new person, a whole new woman with a whole new face because of the lotion, her whole body, everything. Let's get to the next part because it gets crazy. The husband was so shocked that his wife looked completely different. Then he basically walked away, and then it was nighttime. He couldn't wait to have sex with the new lady. He couldn't wait to have sex with the new woman that is now his wife. She looked completely different, as if she went, okay, so she was still blonde. Her hair was still colored blonde, but she looked like a different person. Her face, her body changed, right? He could not wait to have sex with the new wife. Although he did not want to even have sex with her, but he did because he wanted to, bust one. But now he couldn't wait because she's hot. She looks different, right? So then she was excited, but then when she wake up in the morning, she kind of was so sad because 1, the man, even though when he was off, like on the weekends or something, he was off, he would wake up before her because he couldn't stand being in the bed with her, his wife that he married, that he loved so much, right? He couldn't stand to be in the bed with her, so he'll get up and leave her to still be sleeping. But this time, she woke up earlier and he was still like sleeping. And I think it was like a Saturday or something because he was sleeping and he didn't have to go to work. But the thing is, I think the lady woke up early because now she has responsibilities because she's basically always changing. So she sits in the mirror and she's looking at herself, brushing her hair, and she's still like, in awe at what just happened because she has not seen her husband like this or even look at her this way since they got married, right? But this whole show, nobody's talking. So it's like a silent movie, right? So this is spoiler alert. I don't know if I said that before from the first part. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen the show, please do not watch this part because I'm literally telling you the whole movie, because the whole show. So they say maybe 15 words in the whole show, right? So she's admiring herself, and then the man got up, saw her brushing her hair. He came over, kissed her head. You know, he's so happy with how last night went because now he has a new woman to look at. So anyways, so now she's kind of looking, but now she's more sad because she's wondering why her husband is in love with this new her, but not the person that he married, which in my opinion was very, very sad too. But this happens every day. So she's like, okay, well, I'm going to change and be a new person. So she became a brand new girl again. So every time she applies the lotion, she peels her skin off and she's a brand new person. So the husband now is starting to get a little strange. He's starting to look at her a little bit strange because he didn't think she was going to be changed into somebody new. You know, when girls would be like, oh, you know, I keep my husband on his toes by changing my hair, or, you know, making myself look different, you know, changing wigs and all that stuff, right? But I think he's starting to get a little creeped out because she's starting to look like a whole new person. One day he's coming from work, pulling into the driveway, and he sees this lady who's carrying shopping bags. Now the lady has hobbies because she's a new person now. She's going shopping, she's doing all these things, and he parked his car, and then the woman is walking towards him, and she's like, oh, hi. He says, how can I help you? Basically, he didn't realize that was his wife because now she's a brunette. Beautiful brunette girl. So he's like, how can I help you? And then she jumped trying to kiss him. So he's all shocked because he's like, why is the strange woman kissing me? But it's his wife. So now he's telling her, I cannot take this anymore. I cannot take this anymore. Da, 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 because now he doesn't know when his wife is going to show up, right? Or when he's going to come home, it's going to be a new woman that he doesn't even recognize. But the thing is, every single day she applies the lotion, she is changing to be a new person. So now some days he likes it because it's exciting, sex is good, you know, it's not the same boring wife that he had before, who was literally cooking and cleaning for him, doing all these things, you know, for the ring. Well, she already had the ring, but she was doing all these things for her husband, and he did not even appreciate it. She would cook, she would do all these things, get herself all dressed up, all dolled up when he comes home from work. She was not appreciating. I don't even know why she was even tripping, because you're not paying any bills, you're a stay-at-home wife. She should have, you know, started a little business, have hobbies, but she didn't, right? So now he's a little bit upset now. Although he did like it, but he's a little bit upset. One night they're about to, you know, do the horizontal mumble. She's wearing these sexy outfits. She jumped on top of him, and he's reading his book. He refused to even put the book down. So she dragged the book. She pulled the book out of his hand. She put the book down. He's like, no, I'm not interested. Now she's upset, right? She's upset. First of all, she was looking at her old self, her old wedding picture, and she put the picture down. When he came home, he put it back up because he now misses the old wife that he did not want at the time, right? So she was a bit sad because she didn't even recognize herself anymore, but she's doing all of this to please this man, and he didn't even realize that she was doing this to please him. So he's like, no, pushes her off of him, and now she's upset. She starts walking around the house, went to the pool, went for a swim. It was nighttime, she went for a swim and all that stuff. She's ignoring him. She's giving him the silent treatment, but then the whole show is like a silent show. So none of them are talking to each other. Then he starts following her because now he's sad that he made her feel unwanted, but that's how she always felt in this relationship, in this marriage. So then he followed her to the pool. She starts pushing him, you know, not talking, but they're screaming at each other. They mute the whole screen, but you can see them screaming at each other. So now she's pushing him, he's pushing her, and he's talking about, oh, wherever you are inside of her, I want my wife back, I want my wife back, I want my wife back. But this whole time, this man didn't even realize that his wife was peeling her skin off to look like a brand new person. He just always come home to a brand new woman. So now this time she's crying. They're both sitting on the floor crying, and then she starts peeling her skin off. No, he went in the shower one time before the fight happened. He saw strange skin on the floor in the shower. He's wondering, what the heck is this? So that's when he was like, I want my wife back, I want my wife back. That's when she starts peeling her skin in front of him. And that's when he realized that his wife was there the whole time, in new faces, but she was there the whole time. And he starts crying. And then of course he wanted a divorce. I'm like, of course, this whole time the lady was there doing all these things for you as a wife, what she probably was trained to do as a wife, but you wanted nothing to do with it because all you cared about was a warm meal and a warm hole. Right? Well, at least that's what I got from the whole show. I was like, this lady now becoming like 15 different women in the same body just to please you, and now you're not even pleased. Even though she was doing all these things to try to keep you, and you didn't even notice all the efforts that she was putting into it. But now that she's a different person who wasn't even cleaning or cooking, because now she's hot, right? She has all the time in the world to go shopping, to go show herself to the world and all that stuff, what she should have been doing. Because he would have appreciated her more if she didn't stick around and be in his face 24/7, right? So, so he's like, oh yeah, I want my old wife back. And as soon as the old wife came back, he didn't want her. He wanted a divorce. I was like, what do you actually want? Right? What do you actually want? But anyways, that's the end of the show. I hope y'all go and watch it if you do go and watch it. But I just told you the whole show, literally step by step. But it's called Tales from the Stranger's Side. And every episode is like Black Mirror. Every episode is a different story from a different person. And it's very, very interesting. There's another show I was watching on Netflix. It's called The Cabinet of Curiosity. And one of the episodes was like that. It was, of course, another white woman who basically bought this lotion to try to change herself because she was not liked. Well, she was very boring. Nobody noticed her. She was kind of like not memorable, right? She worked in this office, and it's one of the episodes, right? It's not the whole show. It's one of the episodes. She got invited to this Christmas party, and nobody cared because she looked crazy, and she wasn't even supposed to be invited. I don't even know how she got the invitation, but when she got there, it was embarrassing for her because everybody was dressed up to the nines. It was like a bunch of housewives and all that. She was also, she had to work at the office. They weren't housewives. They were working, but they looked like housewives at that Christmas party. They all dressed up to the nines, right? And then something happened where she ended up feeling less dense, so she bought this cream that popped up on the commercial on TV. You know them 3 o'clock commercials when they come up with in the eyes of the angel with the sad little puppies. You know when you're watching TV really late and then you see those commercials that they used to show back in the days with the Celine Dion, and they tell you buy 3 CDs and you get 1 free. Well, one of those commercials popped up on the TV and it was selling this cream, and she got convinced that she could change herself and look more beautiful. And that's what was happening. She started shedding her skin, and then eventually at the end of the show she turned into this big ball of lotion. And her husband was a serial killer. I was like, oh Lord, what is going on with these white girls? We're trying to change themselves for their husband, even though they didn't even, notice them. Anyways, so let me know what you guys think about this story, this video of this lady who's basically showing off her ring because she finally got the ring, because she actually did all the things that they told her not to do, and now she has a ring. And
They told me not to make his lunch. They told me not to fold his laundry.
Yes, sir.
They told me not to pay for dates.
Yep. Take me through there. Yeah.
I got a question. How y'all steady out here calling other people's pick me when y'all continue to pick the wrong one? Y'all make fun of other women for cooking and cleaning, doing shit that they supposed to do for their man, calling them pick me, shaming them and shit, and y'all steady picking the wrong one.
Why would y'all do better?
See what I'm saying?
Why all of
I
y'all
like to
wrong?
see when people work for something and they actually get the results they want. Look at her. She happy as fuck. She happy as fuck. All right?
Being the second mom of
While
this
you
man.
steady sitting over there like, I wouldn't do that. We know you wouldn't. And that's why you're where you are, and that's why she's where she at. It's cool. How that EBT working out for you?
That EBT. First of all, what's wrong with EBT, right? I'm not tripping about people who are on EBT. I'm not, but if you are, you do what you need to do. But the same men who are hyping this girl up saying what she did was right, I'm not saying that it's wrong what she did, because if it's good for her, if she like it, I love it. But these are the same men who are literally sitting on TikTok 24/7 talking crap about women and then teaching other men how to go and find a BBL girl, not a BBL, but a voluptuous woman who works at Red Lobster, who is desperate and looking for a man so they can live off of. Didn't I make a video recently about a man who was giving pointers about how to find a girl who is insecure so he can put it down on her so he can find a place to stay for the cuffing season, for the winter, because they're literally sitting on the bench because they have nowhere to go. You should probably try to be on EBT like those people that you're trying to shame for being on EBT, right? Because in my opinion, men always say, why you always choosing the wrong men? Why are all of y'all wrong? Why are all of y'all not doing right? Because it's really, if you keep saying that women are choosing wrong men and so many women are choosing the wrong men, why is there so many wrong men in this world? Why aren't y'all doing better? Why are you sitting on a microphone telling men how to use women who are insecure or who are big, maybe they're a little insecure, but they also have a paid job and they have a home to stay. So instead of you going, a grown capable man, instead of you going and working so you can be able to have something in your name, you are teaching other men how to find a woman who is insecure but she got her shit together and who's desperate for a relationship so they can get in a relationship with them so they can find a place to stay. Because not too long ago I made a video about this where this man was giving information, giving ideas on how to find a woman who is insecure, especially you go to like Red Lobster or Chili's where they work and tell them they're beautiful so that you can get in their pants so they can fall in love with you and let you stay in their house, on their couch. Why aren't we teaching other men, as men, why aren't we teaching other men how to do better, how to treat women better, how to be better partners, how to be respectful to women, because at the end of the day, you have a mother, you have sisters. Why not teach them that instead of teaching them how to find someone that they can live off of as a grown, capable man who can go and find a job, right? Because men always seem, and especially the ones who are in the same situation, who are looking for someone to cook, clean, pay for dates for them, are the one who is boosting her up, saying, oh, what she did is right, take her through there, take her through there. Yeah, and I'm not to say that she's going to be taken through hell and back in this relationship, but a lot of women are being taken through hell and back in those relationships with the same kind of man who she's been cooking and cleaning for. I remember I talked about this one video that I came across where this lady, she had this man living in her house. He was driving her car, he was living in her house rent-free, smoking all day with his friends, playing video games, and one time she got dropped off of work, because that's what she was doing. She allowed this man to use her car, and he would drop her off of work and then take the car and do whatever he wants, go back to the house, smoke weed, eat all of her children's snacks. Meanwhile, she was on her period. She was calling him to bring her a tampon. She called about 60 times, and this man had one job. It's to pick me up after work, which first of all couldn't be me. I'm not giving nobody has ever driven my car, not even my husband. Well, maybe one time, and I was in a car with him, right? But no one's driving my car. You're not about to take my keys and have my car for all day long, and then when I'm ready for you to pick me up, you picking me up. And a lot of times, they have you waiting 30 minutes to an hour for them to pick you up with your own car, right? So she was calling him to basically bring her a tampon because her period came when she was at work and she was a nurse. He never answered 60 times. So finally, she had to leave her job to go to her house. When she got to the house, she saw that he was in the house with all his homeboys, smoking weed, playing video games, and smoking inside the house with a child that they're all eating his snacks. Her child, that they're all eating the baby snacks while playing video games. Meanwhile, all he had to do was answer the phone and bring her a tampon. Now she just lost a whole half of the day of work that she's using the money to pay the bill, that this man is not even helping with, because I'm pretty sure it's because he has some good D and he put it on her real good, which they know what they're doing. Because the ones who have no job, who have nothing, they don't even have a pot to piss in a window to throw it out, or have the best D, right? Because they have all the time in the world to practice it. And those are the people who are always they're never satisfied with sex. They're always looking for sex, jumping from flower to flower to flower to flower, which in my opinion, these people, a lot of them are real under DL, because why don't you satisfy, right? But anyways, she got there, he was eating all the snacks, he was playing video games, and she came and she cut up all the cords for the video games and everything. I'm surprised she didn't kick him out the same day. I would have been like, look, you have one job, literally one job. But again, I blame the woman, because why are you keeping a homeless man in your house? Why do you even trust a homeless man being in your house while you're not home with all your valuable things? Because that's really what it is to me. You're a homeless man who cannot be trusted. Not to say you cannot trust every homeless people, but I wouldn't trust them. Okay? So in my opinion, all these men who are giving her props, oh yeah, you did, you do. I remember one time I was dating this man. I think I told this story before. He knew that he was a loser. I don't even know why I didn't know that this man was a loser, but he knew he was a loser. He literally had nothing. He asked me, and he took me on, we were in a full-blown relationship. We went on a date one time, and he knew he was a loser, that he didn't have the money. He asked me to go on a date, right, that time. Oh, date night. In the car, this man asked me, could I give him the money so it doesn't look like I'm the one paying on the date? So you know you're a loser, and you don't want people to know that you're a loser. But then you're still trying to pretend as if you're this man. I'm the man. I'm the man. Yeah, but you're asking me to give you the money in the car so you could pay for the date that you asked me to go on? That was the last straw, and I was like, you know what, never again. And ever since then, I never date no men in that situation ever again, because I was like, what? And then after that, I was in a relationship with somebody else who literally worshiped the ground that I walk on. This man, I used to go to school, and I was working a part-time job. I would go to school and go to the work. He told me that I didn't have to work, so I quit my job. And on the days that I usually get paid, this man will put the amount of money that I usually get paid from that job on the counter for me. And then one time he went out of town, my ex, which is the guy that asked me for the money, ended up reaching out to me because he wanted to borrow some money to pay for his car insurance. And I'm like, are you serious? You can't be serious. You cannot be fucking serious. You cannot make this shit up. But I'm telling you, if you don't know what it is out there and what these men are doing, you will get used and abused. And then on top of that, they will always make you seem as though you're the crazy one. I can tell you that for a fact, because I went through it, and that's the reason why I'm the way that I am right now, because I'm not about to take shit from no man. If you're a grown, capable man, your legs are not broken, you're not a handicapped person, you need to take your ass to work. Just like I have to go to work, you need to do the same thing, because at the end of the day, you are benefiting from the patriarchy system that was created by a man. Okay? It's not my fault you came up with a plan that now you regret that you came up with, even though you're supposed to be benefiting from it, but you're not using your how do you call this? You're not using the thing that is here to favor you and not the other sex. So one rainy afternoon, I was on TikTok talking about my favorite piece of jewelry that I purchased in Barcelona, Spain a few months ago. And I was talking about how I lost the piece that I love so much. So Eerily reached out to me and sent me 4 pieces of their jewelry. So Eerily is a Europe-based jewelry company. And when I tell you I was pleasantly surprised at the quality of these pieces, I mean, as a jewelry girly, I can tell when a piece of jewelry is not great quality. So as soon as I opened my box, I was so shocked. When I tell you, I try to capture every angle of the jewelry so you can see how beautiful they are. Timeless. And not only did they send me 4 pieces of jewelry, but they also gave me 60% off for anyone who would like to use my code Jenny to get 60% off some of, a piece of jewelry from Eerily. They are gorgeous, they are timeless, and the quality is amazing. They're going to be in conversational piece. I mean, people are going to ask you where you get your jewelry from. They are so beautiful, elegant, fashionable, lovely. I can't even describe them more. They're gorgeous. Don't walk, run to get your piece, because you're getting 60% off. Use the code Jenny, that's JENNY, to get 60% off from this amazing, beautiful jewelry company, Eerily. Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. Once again, I have found myself on the messy side of TikTok. Imagine your sister, your blood sister, is pregnant with your baby daddy's baby. So you're an aunt